Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman. I'm in the closet. Mrs. Wayman's getting ready. We're going to be going out for the day. But I just wanted to do a video real quick on the book, Greek Religion. I'm on part 3, The Gods. Part 1 was a historical overview. Part 2 was on ritual and sanctuary, which was awesome. And I wanted to read some of the sections of that. Description and interpretation of animal sacrifice, blood rituals, fire rituals, animal and God, gift offerings and libation, first fruit offerings, votive offerings, libation, prayer, purification, function and methods, the sacred and pure, death and illness and madness, purification by blood, the sanctuary, altar, temple cult image, priest, the festival, dancing and hymns, masks and dance, the banquet of the gods, sacred marriage, ecstasy, divination, the art of the seer, and the oracles. So what's interesting is Burkert, in this book, Greek Religion, could delve off into the influences of Greek religion compared to Christianity. But he stays pretty well within the boundaries of Greek religion and explaining Greek religion, because this isn't really a comparison book. There's tons of books out there that compare the belief systems, but this is just straight up what it's about. And in the earlier chapter on the history, definitely he shows that Judaism and the ancient Near East had a pretty large influence on Greek religion. So I just wanted to read a section about frenzy. And if you ever read the play The Bacchae by Euripides, the tragedy, and also the Aeneid, where it talks about the Bacchus cult and the frenzy, this section right here made me feel pretty good that the Pentecostals did not have a monopoly on tongues. It also made me feel good to know that there's no such thing as pure culture, no matter what people would like to think or claim. So here it is, page 110. Frenzy is described as a pathological outburst provoked by the anger of a god, as well as the pathological frenzy of the individual. There is also ritual and institutionalized collective frenzy, especially the frenzy of the women of a city as they break out at the festival of license. The aim, nonetheless, in reality and in myth, is to bring madness back to sense, a process which requires purification and the purifying priest. In particular, the Greeks seem to have discovered ecstatic cults connected with flute music in northern Asia among the Phrygians. Accordingly, the procession mentioned most frequently is possessed by the Mother of Gods, whose power extends over the initiation and purification of the Corybantes. Nevertheless, Hera, Artemis, Pan, and other gods and goddesses can also send madness. Epilepsy, as a sacred disease, is interpreted and treated according to this same schema, with the attack of the god being countered with purification. That divine presence in transfigured consciousness can also be experienced in a positive way as a blessing, namely in song and dance, is illustrated only by one early but later forgotten passage. The choruses of maidens on Delos know to initiate the dialects and chatterings of all men. Each would say that he were speaking himself. In such a way is the beautiful song joined together for them. This has justly been compared to the Pentecostal miracle in the speaking of tongues in the New Testament. The disciplined hymn dissolves into uncontrollable sounds, which are nonetheless miraculously filled with meaning for the festival participants. Perhaps some vestige of the epiphany of the deity in dance, as inferred for the Minoan religion, is preserved here. Awesome. Then he goes on to talk about ecstasy in the cult of Dionysus. So, hopefully you enjoyed that. It's pretty interesting here that even in Old Testament texts, there's references to Samuel being in a frenzy, especially in the older sections of the text by that name, Samuel. I believe it's 1 Samuel, which is pretty interesting. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Be well, friends. And remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.